The girl who remembered Earth, my name is Evan Marris. I fix wind turbines in a town so small you can hear the same gossip echo twice before sunset. Prospect Ridge, Colorado. Nothing much happens here, and that's the way people like it. Until the day the Denver bus arrived and a strange girl stepped down. She wasn't dressed like anyone I knew. Not like a tourist or a runaway. She looked like she had practiced being human. Her eyes searched the street, scanning faces. Then she saw me and froze. A smile crept across her face, slow and certain. "Evan," she said, "you kept the scar?" I touched my eyebrow automatically. There's a thin white line there from a toolbox that fell years ago. No one outside my old high school even knew the story. "Do we know each other?" I asked. "We used to," she said quietly. "When I was human." That sentence felt like a snowball in summer, cold and out of place. "Come again?" "My name is Aria," she said. "I am not from this planet. But I remember living here. I remember being someone named Maya Lowell. She loved you once." My breath caught. Maya Lowell. The name I'd buried under years of silence. My first love, gone in a wildfire that burned faster than warnings. The girl who sketched comets in her notebook margins and said she'd chase one someday. She died at 22. And now a stranger stood in front of me saying she remembered all of it. We sat at Lonnie's diner because that's where impossible stories belong, between clinking cups and bad country songs. Aria held her coffee like she was testing its gravity. "On my world," she said, "we study echoes, patterns that repeat across space and time. Some echoes live in light, some in minds. I have memories that aren't mine. I remember the warmth of your hand in winter gloves too big. I remember laughing under meteors that didn't stop falling. I remember dying in fire that thought. I wanted to laugh, to tell her to leave, but my chest hurt too much for jokes. If this is some trick," I said, "why me?" "Because I recognized you before I recognized the sky," she said simply. I drove her out to the ridge the next morning, where 6 wind turbines carved slow circles in the blue. She watched them turn with quiet wonder. "They hum," she whispered, "like a signal." "They're just blades and gears," I said. She shook her head. "Not to the thing that killed me. You call it a wildfire. It wasn't. It was something older, a predator that feeds on probability. It follows courage. The moment you act against fear, it leans closer. You humans make too many brave choices. It learned to hunt them. I didn't know whether to believe her, but I believed her eyes. And you came to warn me?" "To warn you," she said, "and to see if the echo of love could matter twice." That night, the forecast called for storms. I should have gone home, but habit drove me to the ridge to check the turbines. Aria was already there, waiting. She held a small device shaped like a silver pebble. "This will help," she said. "It catches the lean. When the fire tries to feed, we make it trip." We climbed the tower together. Lightning flared far away. She set the pebble, she called it fork, on the metal base. "When it happens," she said, "press your palm here and mean it." "Mean what?" I asked. "Mean no." The air went still. The clouds rolled back. Then heat rose from the valley like the world had remembered pain. A thin line of flame crawled over wet grass and didn't stop. It came alive, hungry and fast. "It's here," she whispered. The fire moved like intention. It climbed wind, not slope. "It sprinted toward us. Now!" she shouted. I pressed my hand on fork. It felt like pressing against thunder. The world tilted. The flames hesitated, flickering uncertain. Then they bent away, confused. Aria gasped. "You're loud." "Loud? You're no. It shakes things." The flames recoiled again, then split, racing sideways toward the switchyard that powered town. "We're losing it," I said. She looked at me with something between fear and admiration. "Then we play your game," she said. "Humans always do. We grabbed the service radio. I called the town. 'This is Evan Marris at Tower 3, I said. "I need everyone listening." "Close the west gate. Flood the irrigation ditch. And light a counterfire at the trailhead when I say so." Lonnie's voice crackled through. "You're out of your mind, Marris." "Maybe," I said. "Do it anyway." Minutes stretched. Wind hissed. Below, the fire raced toward town until the irrigation ditch turned to a river. The flames balked. Then, at my mark, the counterfire blazed up, small but determined. The two fronts met and canceled each other out in a rush of steam and noise. Aria watched, tears catching the flicker. "You did it," she said. "No," I told her. "We did, but the radio came alive again." "We've got sparks behind the school," Lonnie said. "Looks like it jumped." Aria's face went pale. "It's found someone," she said. "Someone who thinks they deserve to burn." I knew instantly who. Mr. Kincaid, the old chemistry teacher. Maya's mentor. He'd been hollow since his wife passed. I could imagine him up there with a hose, trying to hold off ghosts. "Stay here," I told her. "Finish the job. I'll hold the field," she said. "Go be the reason I remembered you." I drove like the devil was timing me. When I reached the school, the roof was glowing with sparks, and Kincaid was a silhouette against chaos. "Come down," I yelled. He shook his head. "Can't. Owe her." I climbed anyway, every rung hot enough to sting. Up close, he looked broken but alive. "You don't owe the dead a fire," I said. "You owe them tomorrow." He stared. "Easy for the young." "Not easy," I said. "Just human." Then the sparks surged toward him, a living curtain of orange. I stepped in front of him and whispered the word Aria had taught me. "No." The world flinched. The sparks curved away, missing us. Kincaid fell to his knees. "How did you—" "Because I said so," I muttered, and helped him down. By the time we reached the ground, the flames were dying. The storm finally broke overhead, rain hammering down like applause. At dawn, the ridge was blackened but standing. Fork sat dull and cracked. Aria waited beside it, smoke in her hair. "It's over?" I asked. "For now," she said. "The Veld feeds on choices. You taught it indigestion. And you?" I asked. "What happens to you now?" She smiled faintly. The echo ends when it's answered. "Maya loved you once." Aria got to see why. She reached out and touched my chest. "Live loud, Evan Marris. The universe listens." Light rose behind her, soft, silver, the color of beginnings. Then she was gone. I stood alone on the ridge, the turbines turning slow as breathing. Somewhere, in a world too far to name, maybe an alien scientist woke from a dream and wondered why her heart hurt for blue skies and stubborn men. Maybe the universe remembered us both, and maybe that's enough.